We all thought Elon Musk, we thought he'd flown to China and he'd got the Chinese government to approve Tesla's full self-driving technology. Now, that didn't mean, as far as we knew, that the Chinese government would be approving Tesla robotaxis. That news, well, it's only just come out that actually, when Elon Musk flew to China, he somehow managed to get the Chinese government to do something that, well, no other country worldwide has yet been willing to do. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. It's great to see you. Got to say, this is insane news, because if this report is true, there's in fact numerous reports coming out of China. So if don't hate the messenger guys here, I'm basically relaying to you messages that are coming from multiple sources in Chinese media here. Apparently, during his recent visit to Beijing, Musk proposed testing Tesla's full self-driving, basically their robotaxis, functions in the Chinese market by deploying them as unnamed taxis. Wall Street has reported that Chinese officials offered partial support for this plan. When China welcomes Tesla to conduct robotaxi tests in the country, they believe it will set a good example. In other words, basically showing the world that actually China is forward-thinking. They're not like America, who are, to be honest, guys, American authorities have been so negative against, General Motors, their Cruise self-driving division, against Waymo, against Tesla as well. There's been so much negative press. They seem to be suing everyone every second day. There's all these constant reports about this is, we're suing him for this. We're suing them because they looked at me the wrong way. Someone working at one of these companies, they frowned at me, so I'm suing them. Now, I know I sound ridiculous here, but it is ridiculous, guys. This stuff's not really happening in China. That's why we're seeing so much progress in China. People aren't suing everyone else every second day, every second minute of the day. And there's a lot more support from the government, support for business. Now, does anyone really think the government in the United States likes Tesla? I don't think they do. I really don't, guys. Now, if Tesla was a Chinese car company, a Chinese brand, they would be loved. BYD is loved in China. Right? It is seen as this success story, this huge global success story. People are like, you know what? BYD is great for China. But for some reason, Tesla is not treated the same way in America. But they're kind of treated a bit more like that in China. So isn't this weird, right? A lot of people hate on China. They say, oh, China is this and China that. And to be honest, I do that because, well, you guys know when I started my website in China, or when I was cycling around the world, and I went to China and I saw a few things there that I went, whoa, holy hell. I was filming on my camera, put a couple of videos up, and I put those videos on my blog, and the Golden Army in China, they removed my website. And I mean, they basically hacked the server and had my website deleted. So I've had a few experiences like that where I'm like, whoa, hang on a minute. But then on the other side of the coin, the flip side is, well, apparently China will support full self-driving before America does, and have robotaxis driving around. Car News China reported on the 29th of April that, according to sources familiar with the matter, Tesla and Baidu Apollo are holding exploratory talks regarding a robotaxi service launching in China. So it could be only a matter of months before Tesla actually has robotaxis in China. If this were the case, then this would be a huge development for Tesla. On the 25th of April, it was reported that Baidu struck a deal with Tesla to expand the licensing of its mapping service for data collection. This sparked speculation about removing a key regulatory hurdle for the launch of full self-driving in China, says Car News China. Later, it was revealed that the agreement only improved the accuracy of Baidu's map provided to Tesla, which is separate from Tesla's full self-driving. But Tesla and Baidu, called China's Google, they are actually called China's Google, which is surprising. They're not strangers. The two giants began their partnership in early 2020, and Tesla has already integrated Baidu's navigation map into its vehicles in China. Robotaxis will be an epoch-making revolutionary product, which will make Tesla's market value reach $10 trillion, Musk said. So, you can see why Tesla are laying people off that aren't really that relevant, because clearly Tesla believe selling cars in a bloodbath, which is the global car market, It's a race to see who can go bankrupt first. It's a race to the bottom. Who will sell at the cheapest price, which is great for consumers, not so great for car companies. So clearly Tesla are pivoting here, and they're saying, you know what, robotaxis in China, that's huge. There's more than 1.3 billion people in China. A lot of them use taxis. But then, if we can get it to work in China, where else can we get it to work? Can we get it to work in India? Can we get it to work in Europe, the United States? Can we become the next Uber, but Uber of the world without drivers? So Tesla could be progressing within a matter of months. It's possible that Tesla will release robotaxis in China. Keep in mind, Tesla will actually release their robotaxi design to the public in the United States on the 8th of August. Here's what Musk said. I partly picked that date because 8/8 is a lucky number in China. Musk said this on X. It's pretty smart to say that, right? China does love the number 8. And obviously, he's trying to appeal to the Chinese who love him. They see Elon Musk as a rock star. According to Bank of America analyst John Murphy, the Robotaxi event on August the 8th will showcase full self-driving and a new generation platform. By the way, Tesla are also working on new chips for their full self-driving technology. So that could come out probably early next year. Before rolling out its robotaxi service and full self-driving functions, Tesla needs approval to collect and transfer data necessary to train its driver assistance features, an issue not extensively discussed during Musk's visit. Intelligent driving systems in China require a qualification to operate on public roads. Foreign companies must partner with domestic companies holding the license, a process not directly addressed in recent developments. So apparently there are states, local cities that want to have Tesla robotaxis there. They're basically saying, Tesla, bring them here. We will give you the permitting to drive them. But then I think the government, the big government, they need to actually approve it as well. Keep in mind, robotaxis are not new in China. Baidu Apollo is Baidu's self-driving project focusing on level 4 autonomous driving, which is the second highest. And level 4 autonomous driving it's legit. You don't need level 5 really. Level 4 is enough to actually have vehicles driving without a human being, or to have vehicles, where you can go to sleep in the car. So Baidu Apollo have a lot of experience with full self-driving because they have robotaxis right now in China driving around themselves. So this collaboration between Baidu and Tesla is really, really significant. On the 26th of February, Baidu received the permit to offer robotaxi services at Beijing Airport in Beijing. On March the 8th, the company launched China's first 24/7 fully driverless robotaxi service in Wuhan, of all places. With the approval granted by the head office of the Beijing high-level automated driving demonstration area, Apollo Go can provide autonomous vehicles on the 40-kilometer expressway connecting Beijing International Airport and Beijing urban areas. So here's the point, right? This company can do this on freeways. Now we know Tesla's full self-driving works extremely well. It's, to be honest, to be fair, so does a lot of people's. Full self-driving on highways has been something that Tesla have been doing pretty well now for quite a long time. So they may just get approval for that first, major roads like that, to go from point A to point B, and then they'll slowly start to roll it out to more roads, to more sections. That's probably the plan process. Start at step 1, something simple, start it, and then go to step 2, 3, 4, and get further and further as the software becomes more and more foolproof in China. Because Tesla do have a way to go in China. They've done most of their work on full self-driving in the United States. They haven't done so much on it in China. In addition to Beijing, Baidu's fully autonomous driving robotaxis already operate in several cities around China, including Chongqing, Wuhan, and Shenzhen. Baidu claims Apollo Go is the world's largest autonomous driving mobility service provider. As of September the 30th, 2023, it had accumulated more than 4.1 million ride orders. They were fully autonomous. In the third quarter of last year, Apollo Go provided 821,000 rides, marking a 73% surge compared with the previous year. Now, a lot of experts are saying that, Tony Seiber being one of them, that eventually taking rides in robotaxis will be so incredibly cheap when they are driverless and battery prices continue to come down, so incredibly cheap that car ownership will basically become a thing that will just be exclusive for people who have certain particular needs. But that the average person won't see a car as something they need to own, because why would you bother buying one, right? When you can get any vehicle you want, whether that be a pickup truck, a bus, a car, a sports car, to come and pick you up at about 1/10 of the cost of ownership. So 10% of the cost of ownership. Meaning, for example, you could take a ride in one, whatever vehicle you want, for just a couple of dollars. So that's what Tesla and a lot of futurists believe is going to happen. This is why Tesla is making this pivot. What do you think? Is that likely? Let me know what you think in the comments, guys. Thank you for watching.